We're back, and we're going to talk about golf, turning our attention to a sport that has obviously been dominated, well, not recently, but in the past, over the last, say, 10, 15 years prior, by a man named Tiger Woods. He's back. Come back to Augusta. Everyone's excited. I know you are, Claire, just by that. But you got to tell me, can the Tiger Woods, obviously we know the Tiger Woods of old is not coming back, but can we still see a competitive Tiger this week in Augusta for the Masters?
That's the million-dollar question, Moses. I don't think anybody can answer that quite yet. But, okay, apparently yesterday when he was out practicing, like Rory McIlroy's teeing off and stuff, and then when Tiger showed up, like everybody was just eyes glued on Tiger. No one cared about this, reigning champ of a young buck and Rory. But, it's all about his short game. Can he get that back? Apparently he's changed up his technique a little bit, and he's looking like the old Tiger when he's taking his swing. Can he perform like the old Tiger? Who knows? But I think, apparently he was smiling. He was just dishing out hugs like they were free, like a free hug sign type thing. So
his attitude has changed.
Yeah, but attitude is everything. So I don't think he's going to win any more Masters or anything like that. But will he crack the top
make the
five?
cut? Can he at least be there on Saturday?
Yeah.
Or even Sunday?
I don't know. I don't think so. I think mentally right now he's just somewhere else, and that's a huge part of being an athlete, especially Tiger Woods. The excitement's there. He's great. I don't know. He might come back and actually win something eventually, but right now, after taking time off and being off since, February, it's going to be kind of tough for him, in my point of view.
Okay, how about this? We'll move on to baseball. The baseball season has already, I guess, in full swing, as the puns would be out there for you.
Blue Jays 1-0, 100%.
The 162-0 season, much like a lot of delusional Blue Jay fans, is not going to happen. You're bound to lose some. But the great part about this time, Claire, but you're right. I love the smile. And the reason why I say that is because everyone has renewed optimism, including this man, Alex Rodriguez, a guy who seems to, I guess, been forgiven. He had that emotional letter that he sent out to fans. You saw his at-bats. You had fans with the hashtag #forgive, with the 1 and the 3. I really like this. And you talk about guys turning a new leaf, guys who are smiling, especially the ultra-competitive players, much like Tiger Woods. You're seeing A-Rod maybe turn a new leaf. Is it time? We know Yankee fans are going to forgive you as long as you play well. Can the rest of baseball fans forgive Alex Rodriguez?
I just think there's always going to be a bit of an asterisk beside his name. Barry Bonds has an asterisk beside his home run record now. And so I think that as emotional a letter as that was, and all the fans kind of like from New York at least wanting to forgive, I think people will forgive him, but they'll always remember the steroids.
I would have to agree. I mean, right now it just seems like every player that comes into baseball and breaks a record, you're kind of suspicious. Like, is he doing that on his own merit, or is he juicing? And I think other fans are going to remember that and give him all kinds of trouble when he's away.
That's fair when you're away, but if you look at it when you made a mistake. Andy Pettitte took HGH, and he admitted it, said, I was wrong. Yeah. People were willing to forgive him, not just with the Yankees, but baseball in general. This guy's like, yes, I screwed up, I lied, I admit it, I'm stupid. And he's saying, look, I'm going to have to earn your respect, much like a rookie earns your respect when he plays well. So you guys don't owe me anything. When you see that humility in a guy, are you willing to forgive him? I was not a big A-Rod fan. I think he's annoying. But I've actually lowered my hatred towards him. I lowered my hatred towards him a little bit less because of, I guess, this renewed A-Rod.
Okay, but like you have to show vulnerability there, Moses. I think if you don't show that vulnerability, people are of course going to hate you. It's like a PR move in a bit of a way. He has to give that humility back to save himself.
Yeah, I think they'll forgive, but they'll never forget. And are the Yankees going to forgive or forget when he's up, getting bonus money for passing this player, that player? I think he's due $6 million when he passes the Babe. Are they going to say, okay, you did this on your own merit, we're going to give you the $6 million? Or are they going to argue that?
I say baseball knew what they were doing beforehand with this whole steroid situation, so I'm willing to turn a blind eye in this whole thing. However, if you're the Toronto Raptors, or at least a Raptor fan, you're not turning a blind eye, probably a little more in the panic situation, knowing where the Raptors are right now, kind of in a free fall. They're currently clinging on to third, but the way things are looking, you have the Chicago Bulls creeping up. You also have the Washington Wizards, who have been struggling themselves, but aren't too far behind as well with the recent changes to the 3-6 format, where you could still lose home court advantage if you're a third-place team. with this going on, you hear Dwayne Casey, a Kentucky alumnus, as you mentioned to us before the show.
Kentucky, you have to
Sheray
love
Sheray,
Kentucky.
Exactly, showing
here.
some love. But you hear Dwayne Casey say, relax. I think this is going to help our team, especially down the stretch, just before the playoffs. We'd rather do it now than when we're in the postseason and out in 4 games. Do you agree with that assessment? We'll start with you, Sheray, on that one.
Losing? No. You want to come into playoffs the best way possible.
But does it help you get better? Do you think it's going to improve the Raptors, as Dwayne Casey said?
Is it going to help them? I don't think so. I think right now being injured with 2 of your better players, Lowry and Amir, that's tough to battle through. And I just don't think the Raptors have the guns in the playoffs when you're coming up against the likes like Chicago and Cleveland and Atlanta, who came out of nowhere. So.
And then all of a sudden you throw in teams that you're struggling against. They lost overtime to Boston, a team that's starting to resurge. And then all of a sudden you look at Brooklyn, the same thing over the weekend too as well.
Okay, I think going into playoffs, just before playoffs, you need to start winning games. You can't be, fiddling with your systems too much. It's okay to take a bit of a dip to try different things because it's too risky to try those new things come playoffs. But really, like, how many games are left in the regular season? This is kind of like a bit of go time. They can mix with the systems just a little bit, but not too much. I think they need to get the momentum going, and especially it looks like they'll be playing the Wizards first round, and them being big up front, they need to kind of figure out how to get their rebounds under control.
All right, we're going to leave on that note. When we return, we're going to have more with Over Under coming up next.